sound. Yeah. Hiya, welcome back to the new look. But yeah, we've got Tom Evans with us today.
What
up? Tom, how are you, mate? You alright?
What up? Cue audience music.
Yeah, we'll put that in.
We do that, yeah.
Nice.
We have someone
magic.
do that.
I just want the recording one guy being like, "Yay!"
Is that what you want?
That's what I want.
We can do that.
It will actually be you.
We'll just take that soundbite that you've just done there.
Please do that.
That's what we'll do.
That'll probably take it up a couple of octaves, so it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's quite a deep voice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, mine it's gotten a bit deeper recently because I've had a chest infection.
Yeah.
So I actually should be trying to speak a bit more like this.
Yeah.
Because then that'll help me. But naturally, at the moment, it's like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?"
Yeah, it's like Barry White.
He's a criminal, wasn't he, Barry White? He learned to sing.
You can't just say that, mate. Just because.
In the eyes of our grandfathers,
Who's being stereotypical? No, he learned to sing in prison.
Was that not Louis Armstrong? Or
No.
was that, maybe that's...
Louis Armstrong was brought up by a Jewish family.
Did you say Louis Armstrong?
Yeah.
Like,
Satchmo.
Satchmo.
That's what
that was his nickname.
Yeah.
I heard that when they told me the story in primary school, they said Louis Armstrong learned to sing in prison, but the prisoner who was teaching him to sing didn't teach him very well. So it sounds like this. But like then he developed.
That was the best Bill Cosby I've ever heard.
You just wait until you finish the drink, and then the rest of the impression will be there. But yeah, he developed polyps, and then they said, "Oh, well, learn to play the trumpet." And then they taught him how to play the trumpet weird as well. And he, so
maybe I don't.
But
know.
It's probably just one of those things. Like it was in the 90s, so there was no fact checking in the 90s. That's why it was so brilliant.
Yeah, that's why there were so many nonces as well.
Yeah,
Like just get
good
away
times.
With it.
I don't know how have you got the factual proof for that?
Yeah,
What?
the BBC.
Yeah, but
They was all nonsense, weren't they?
But they weren't then. They were only nonsense now.
What? When they was caught?
Yeah.
in this? No, they were. They were still nonces then.
They were active.
Yeah.
They were active in their noncing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Schrodinger's pedo, isn't it?
Exactly.
Until you check.
Until you
they
check.
both are and aren't a pedo.
That's spot on. That Schrodinger's
I think
pedo.
that's just what you can assume for any male comedian over the age of 50.
I'd say maybe 53. Personally.
How old are you?
52.
Holy fuck! You look well. I mean, you don't look well, but you look good for 53.
All the blood, all the blood of young children.
That's nice.
Fountain of youth for you, that mate, innit? We're gonna find out tonight, anyway, aren't we?
Oh,
It's all happening. It's like the night before the Oscars for comedians.
They're going to announce it like the Oscars. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Who's gonna get it?
They should definitely do it as an award ceremony.
Who's your top five possible? Well, let's explain what's going on first.
So the comedy world at the minute is absolutely buzzing for a Dispatches documentary that's coming out tonight, which is Saturday.
Saturday, we're out
so
Sunday.
When you watch this, we'll already know who the rapey nonces are.
Well, if it is that, we don't know what it is, do we?
It's going to be rapey nonces, isn't it?
Well,
rapers.
It might be people trafficking because that's fashionable at the minute.
Yeah.
Top G brought it back.
Fashionable.
Yeah.
All the kids are doing it. Well, not by choice, but you know.
I don't think it's ever really gone out of fashion.
What, people trafficking?
Yeah. I think it's always been a thing.
It's just one of those things that's just in the background, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like global warming.
It depends on dinghy sales, I suppose, doesn't it?
On dinghy sales.
Yeah.
Whether they can get dinghies is whether they.
Cheap enough.
I think trafficking's moved on a little bit from when you was a kid.
I reckon if Amazon have got offers on dinghies, it goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which comedian do you reckon is a human trafficker?
I don't think we can start naming.
I reckon James Corden.
This could be the beep section.
Yeah.
Do you reckon James?
Do you know how to do beeping?
We're referring to it as human trafficking. I think that's possibly the best way. But we know we all mean nonsense or raping.
Yeah.
No, I think he should be trialed for war crimes for cats. To be honest,
he should.
Did you hear about Andrew Lloyd Webber? He was quoted.
He's not someone I follow.
No, but it was a quote where they asked him what what did you think of the film Cats? Because of course it was his play, it was his musical, and then they made this terrible, terrible film out of it. Yeah. And he said the first thing I did after I saw it was buy a dog. Oh, I was then going on an airplane, and this dog, actually, we ended up becoming, companions, and it ended up sort of becoming my service dog. So I had to qualify that for the airline when I wanted to go on the plane with my dog. And they said, so what reasons do you have that you need this dog? And he said, did you see the movie Cats? And they said, yes, no problem. You can take the dog.
Is Cats some of the roller skates?
Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah.
Is he a lord?
He's a big lord.
Yeah.
Big old lord.
Big old lord.
Is Cats the one where they're on roller skates? Where they're on roller skates.
I've never seen the. I've only seen reference to it in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I think I've seen it. I think I watched it, and it was all girls in leotards and roller skates. It was great.
I don't think that's what you think it is.
Maybe not then.
No.
Is that not on YouPorn?
No, it wasn't. No. It'd have got more fucking views on YouPorn, to be fair.
Maybe.
I don't necessarily think it's James Corden, but I fucking hope it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope he's going to get fucked for this.
Why do you not like it?
I hate him.
I thought we were allowed to slag comics off.
Exactly. It's not a fucking comic, is it?
Probably should be bleeping names on this one. Apart from, I think we can name Russell Brand because he's named himself.
So I haven't actually seen this. What was it that he actually posted?
He posted a video where he said he'd received 2 letters, one from Channel 4 and one from The Times.
Right.
Both making very serious allegations that he denies, and this is a coordinated attack by the mainstream media, who you shouldn't believe the mainstream media, which he's been working on for years.
He's been working on that one for quite some time now, hasn't he?
Since around about 3 years ago, when the whole is it Get Off charity thing that was like about sexual harassment in comedy,
which is a terrible name for a sexual
and when this Dispatches thing started, that's when they started.
Well, didn't he was the one that didn't he abuse
his power?
Manuel's.
I think they went out on a date and they made a phone call.
That was a prank gone wrong.
Yeah.
That wasn't a sex thing. Although he did say that she is a sexy. I think that was the crux of the prank. Is like, oh, your dominatrix daughter is quite delectable.
Yeah.
I went to see Russell Brand when I was.
He's lost a lot of weight though, hasn't he?
Russell Brand.
Yeah, because she used to be massive.
When he was a
that's Joe Brand.
You're not serious.
No.
That's so funny. I was like, really? I remember I went to see him though. I hadn't started stand up yet. So when you've started stand up, your idea of what stand up is changes really. But I remember watching him, and I think it was like during the Big Brother's Little Brother, when he was still on Big Brother's Little Brother, and he went up and he did some jokes and it was funny. But then the crux of his show, the through line, it was just, by the way, I will be hanging out after the show, and if you're a girl and you are hot, I might fuck you. And if you're a girl that thinks maybe I'm not hot enough, I might still fuck you. That was obviously I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist. Even I was like 19. I was like, this dude sucks. Like, this guy is clearly a wrong un. But I mean, he'll do the same thing that they all do. He'll blame his addictions. He'll blame his addictive personality. He'll say,
he's got the look of someone who shared needles, hasn't he?
Well, and the past of sharing needles.
I like Cher. She's dead. Is she dead yet, or she just look it?
Cher.
Yeah.
That's not what we're.
Sharing needles is not doing heroin whilst listening to Cher. Although that does sound fucking mint.
You're the fucking poster boy for ADHD, aren't you?
Do you not like Cher?
No, exactly. Like, where does that even come from? Because the word shared needles sounds like Cher.
What's your favourite Cher song?
That one where she was sat on that big gun. What was that?
If I Could Turn Back Time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's.
You did say that a bit too quick there, actually.
This is Tom's
1998.
The Shoot song is good as well, isn't it?
I've no idea.
Oh, that'd way on the right.
I like her version of Walking in Memphis.
Yeah,
Walking in Memphis is one of the best songs ever.
So. It is, yeah. I've never heard Cher's version.
It's very similar to all the rest of the versions, just
what's
a bit more
I
share.
like about it's like that, but it's nothing like it. Something about
the Nazi marching song.
No, that's
you love that.
No, don't.
You love that.
What was it? It was. Where's it from? That is it Schindler's List where they do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's from. I can't remember what it's got. What
it's a natural
It's
progression.
the name of a flower. Not Edelweiss.
Magnolia.
But, something like that.
Steel Magnolias.
It's called. No, it don't matter.
Lilies.
No, it's
roses.
Tulips.
It's a flower.
Rose.
That lives
chrysanthemums.
No. Anyway,
Celebrations.
No, you're doing me head in now. What was I going to say?
Miniature
no
heroes.
one knows.
No,
this is the thing,
a song.
Have you guys got a soundboard as well? So whenever he speaks, you can just put a car screeching to a whole noise.
No, I did a soundboard, so.
So I know I should be respecting my elders, so I do apologize.
You're going to stop
for that
sounding
remark,
like Barry White and start sounding like Cher.
Auto-tune. Do that auto-tune impression.
Yeah.
So, Tom.
Yes, that's my name.
How the devil did you get into comedy?
Oh, how did I get into comedy?
Yeah, this crazy world of
mental
illness and self-abuse.
I wanted to do comedy since I was about 7, and I saw Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire, and when the really stern lady asked him, like, do you have any special skills? And he says, I do voices. And she looks at him like, you dick, because she was a dick in that film. Yeah. But then he just does, and it just made me laugh so much, and I was like, I want to make people laugh the way that I laughed at that. Yeah. And then 20 years later, I finally got the courage to go on the stage. And then it's just been keep on doing it. It's like this, you just got to keep on doing it, and it gets incrementally better. It's like going to the gym.
Well, actually doesn't for me, but yeah. I'm just steadily bad.
Well, that's okay. That's your thing.
Yeah, that's what I pride myself
okay.
on.
I did enjoy you two roasting each other. I feel like you should have gone much harder on each other, having spent just a minimum amount of time with you guys in a room.
Well, we could have done. But...
We only had like a few days to get that together, didn't we? Jordan had messaged us and was like, "Yeah, fuck it, we'll go down and give it a go."
I love roasts, and Jordan Ducharme runs an incredible open mic full of fun and wonderment.
Jordan Ducharme's full of fun and wonderment, isn't he? He's like one of the coolest guys I've met so far in comedy. He's such a nice guy.
He's great.
Do you want a gig off him? Yeah.
What?
No.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
What's really nice though is I'm finally getting to a point in my comedy career now where I'm not that desperate for gigs. I've got so many gigs running myself. Which I've spent a lot of time like doing. I've had since November last year, I've probably had over 100 meetings with different venues. A lot of the time I'll just go into this venue, they'll be like, hey, so this is the bar. I was thinking we could just put it on in the corner there. And I'm like, well, there's cubby holes, there's things, we'll need to close the whole bar down so that you can only come into the bar if, you want to see comedy. And they're like, oh, what? We have musicians on. And I'm like, it's not the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you have to let them down gently. You have to be like nice about it.
I've done a couple of gigs and I think the same thing. The room's got to be right, otherwise.
Absolutely. Well, I do a little seminars online where I just say, look, here's like the basic points of what you want to hit with the room. Here's what to avoid. Here's how to approach people. Yeah. What I always say is just be humble, because there's nothing worse than because comedy is all our favorite things, I'm assuming.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all of our favorite things. So when you go up to someone whose favorite thing isn't comedy and you want to do comedy, you're going to come across like, and we could do this, so just be humble, just realize that comedy isn't everyone's favorite thing. And if they want to do it, they want to do it. If they don't, then leave it.
And I think that's important. It's important to have the venue behind you as well. You need them to
be pushing it.
The venue has to be on board, and I've learned so many times, like all those little things that come in the back of your head, like should I say this to them? Should I tell them this? Tell them whatever is on the back of your head, because that's your conscience going, well, if you don't tell them, it's going to fuck up later on, and you'll just have to deal with the fallout. It's better to have an uncomfortable conversation now than everyone being uncomfortable later because you didn't have that conversation.
That's life, that though, isn't it? You best.
It all translates.
I think as you get older, you realise that as well. That now I just don't care. I just tell people what I think.
That happened to me when I got to 30. That
did it?
Yeah, stop being a people pleaser and just. I was such a people pleaser.
It's so freeing though when you finally let go and go, actually, if that person doesn't like me, fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck that person.
100%.
Like I've spent.
Or if you're Russell Band, just fuck him. Anyway.
Beep.
Yeah.
Or Joe Brand. I wonder if she does. I bet she's the same.
Can you stop implying that Joe Brand, that one of the best comedians that the UK, possibly the world, has ever?
Do you reckon?
I love Joe Brand, but you have to understand her in the context. She was one of the only women in comedy in the 80s and 90s.
No, I remember going to see her doing a run. She did a run. Down here.
She did a run?
Yeah, she lands on
a run of gigs or?
No, land on John O'Groat, she run it.
Well, fair play.
But I will say this year, you do never see them in the same room.
Who?
Joe Brand and Russell.
It's because she knows how to stay
safe. Probably because she doesn't want to get raped.
Do you think Joe Brand is Russell Brand's version of Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it?
You know what? I'd forgive the rapes if that was the I'd be like, nice, dude. Nice.
So good.
Just to be clear, I would not forgive the rapes. The rapes are unforgivable.
Yeah. That's a sentence I never thought I'd have to hear that. Yeah. Like, rapes are unforgivable. Like, no one needs to say that, do they? But I feel like you have to.
I think it does need to be said.
Yeah.
You know,
we don't forgive you. Yeah.
This podcast, anti-rape.
Yeah. That's the stance we'll take on it. Yeah. We don't like the rape.
Have we just decided that now?
Yeah. We might as well, haven't we? We might as well. With this documentary coming out tonight, we might as well.
Should we?
If we're taking a side,
we could mark ourselves safe from raping.
Should we? Should we all do this? Let's all do this. So let's put this bit in black and white, right? We're all looking down, and then you just look up to camera and just say, "No." And then you cut it for the thing, and then it's like, just say no to rape.
That was Zamo.
But that just eggs them on.
I think that's their favourite bit, actually.
That's one of my favourite things.
Are we finding things out about you, Joe?
No, what's he called? Jimmy Carr, where he says about raping, doesn't he? That if you get raped by someone off the fair, don't scream because they'll just go faster. That's one of his jokes.
Wow. Yeah.
I reckon the clues are there,
I was in the room with Jimmy Carr. I did a feature part.
I was going to ask you about this.
8 out of 10 cats does countdown.
How was it?
I'll say this as well before I go into how it was. I was a little vague when I posted, just been on an episode, but I wasn't like, I'm on, I was just like, because I was, but I didn't want to, but then I felt like I had to qualify. But then I also remembered what you said earlier. If anybody's like thinking, fuck them, you know what I mean? But it was brilliant. I got the call last minute, literally the night before. I had to drive from London because I was at a recording of Live at the Apollo in the audience.
But that's one step closer, Tom.
No, but it really did feel like a really good couple of days. So what it was is when does this get released? I don't know if I can.
Tomorrow night now. Normally it's a week.
I don't know if I can say what I did because I don't want to get anyone in trouble or anything like that. But it was just a little skit. You know, they do like little skits with Joe Wilkinson and that. So I was part of one of those skits. Right. And it was dead fun. And I tried to remain professional the entire time. One thing did happen. I found out when I was there, I was looking over the email. I found out that the agency that I was with was taking 25% commission. Which I think is actually medical grade piss take.
Yeah.
I said this to the rest of the guys. They were like,
"You should be on that documentary tonight." One of the fucking victims.
That's standard, 25%.
25% is not standard.
No.
12.5% is standard.
Yeah,
15% is fair, whatever. But 25%, and I was like, "Fuck it."
That's mental.
And I just mentioned it, and it was a bunch of boys in the room, and like. They were like, "Oh, we found this ourselves, so we're not paying any commission." I was like, "Fucking robbing bastards," But that's like, no, I didn't mean it. I wasn't about to go on a campaign of hatred against these people. But somebody in the room heard that and then told the agency that I was with, I got an email. I woke up as well. Worst thing you can do when you wake up is look at your emails. Woke up and the email was like, we heard you called us a bunch of robbing bastards, so we're not going to be giving you any more work. And I was like, because not only am I losing that work, which is great in the daytime, but also someone grassed. And that sucks because I thought
that's a dick move.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's told them. You've just done it yourself on a podcast.
Well, I've grassed on myself, which is not grassing, is it? That's just an admission. But yeah, impact.
That sucks.
It does suck,
That
but
sucks.
I'm also now busy enough that it's not going to stop me from being able to pay rent. Yeah. And it just means I have my debt. I was doing, a few episodes of Hollyoaks and that every now and then. And a lot of the time it's downtime. So in the time when I wasn't on set, I was, booking acts and doing all this admin stuff.
So how many gigs do you run then? Do you run quite a lot, did you say?
I don't know off the top of my head now. Yeah. I think we're getting 6 or 7. Right, I booked in 2 more yesterday. My goal at the start of the year was 10 a month. And after a month, after January, I was like, fucking yeah, right, 10 a month is never going to happen. But now it's just like slowly built up. And now to the point where I'm like, oh shit, I might actually do like 8 or 9. 10 might be a bit of a stretch, but yeah, it's great. It's good.
I've done one of your gigs.
Yeah, well, that one was...
It was a fun night.
It was a fun night because we did a gig in Crosby and the person in charge... What they made a mistake, which people make, which is forgivable. We all make mistakes. It's how we learn. But they said, we've had about 25 people come up to me and say, we want to come to this comedy night. Should we buy a ticket? And then they go, no, just turn up on the night. Get the sale. Get the sale there. They are handing you their money. Yeah. Take it from them. And then and it was... it had been sunny all week, and then it was just torrential downpouring.
Oh, yeah, it was fucking...
7 people in the audience in total. However, a good time was had by all.
That was a fun crowd.
It was a really fun crowd.
They were
We
fun.
had the 2 lesbians in the front, their daughter's boyfriend, a couple of the staff who got let go early and came to the game. It was just really fun. They were up for it, and we had some good badinage, as my dad says, which is... the old term for banter. Yeah. And I'm bringing it back. Badinage.
Badinage.
It was a fucking killer lineup that night as well. George, that was class.
Yeah. He was great.
He killed it.
He said something really, really nice
I can't pronounce his proper
that night as well, which actually really resonated with me. Because at the end, he just did a little speech where he was like, keep supporting this night. Tom does everything with love. And to hear someone say that about you, I was like, oh. Yay, but also yay.
He was dead sweet because I think that was only like my 7th gig when I came and did that for you, and you came over and said that if that's only your 7th gig and you're doing it the way you were doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm always positive when it's there, and if anybody wants any feedback, negative as well.
Yeah, he was dead sweet. It was nice for him to come over and someone like so experienced and say nice things. It was.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, lovely.
He's a really nice
genuinely
guy.
Lovely.
And you've got potential. You can 100%. You can see when someone has got potential, and you can see when someone will just have to keep plugging away. Like I was with Carl Porter last night.
Yeah,
that guy just oozes potential, and he has got funny bones and funny skin and funny eyelashes. Everything about him is just comedy, and it's so good. And he did the middle, and he didn't look out of place, and like he did the slow mo, and everyone was like, like. That must have had a combined viewing of 100 million views over all platforms and stuff like that.
Well, luckily we booked him for this before he went viral.
Yeah, I think a lot of promoters were rubbing their hands together.
They're like, fuck for that.
Yeah, but he's still. This is the thing. He's not gone. Skyrocketing. He's doing like the spots in Sky Sports and all this, but he's still getting booked for gig because one of my friends down in South Wales, Chris Curley, shout out Chris Curley. He who does Buffalo Belly Laughs as his comedy. He was like, we were thinking about booking Carl Porter. I was like, good luck. If you've got a spare 400 quid, which I know the budget probably was just, they got him for what they had to offer. Because if you are free, you will do it. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah. 100%. He seems like a genuinely nice guy as well.
Carl Porter is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
He's just very sweet. And but like to the point where I was like last night, he was just saying nice things and being nice. And I was like, what are you hiding? Where are the bodies? You know?
I'm not praising anybody until after dispatch.
I mean, it's not, it's nothing to do with me. It's just the fact that dispatch. I mean,
well, for a start, it says well-known comedian. So none of us are on that.
My mum thinks I'm cool. My mum doesn't think I'm cool. My mum thinks that every decision I've made since I was 12 was the wrong one. Bless
My
her.
nan loves this.
Yeah?
She watches it every week.
What's your nan's name?
Florence.
Florence?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Cool? Yeah.
Did
Got that cardigan on? The one I like? Nice.
What's your favourite gig?
What's my favourite gig?
The best gig you've done where you've done it. It doesn't have to be
Like
the
your
biggest
best
one or
room
whatever.
or-
Your best room or your best where you've walked
What
out
of mine
it.
that I
Yeah.
run?
Well, anything.
Anyway.
You must have one gig where you walk out of it and you're like, that was why I do comedy.
Like for me, I love the frog.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely love the frog. And
How many times have you tried to beat the frog?
Once.
How many times have you beat the frog?
Once.
Yeah, boy.
I won my night.
You won it?
Yeah. So
Really is a fucking crapshoot, isn't it?
I'm on. I think I'm on about 10 attempts now. I've still not won.
I've only been gonged off once, and I've done it quite a few times. It is like
I've got
there's
100% record.
What, you've done it once and won once?
No, I get gonged off every time.
Oh, really? It's funny watching people get gonged off though. Like I got gonged off just because I probably had one too many drinks. And the audience were in a funny mood, and then I was like halfway through thinking they just weren't listening. You know what I mean? Like it was just one of those things. But like this, I've been close to winning a few times, and there's always like so many excuses you can get, like, oh, they did this, but if you didn't win, it's because you didn't win.
Yeah. In my head, I was dead close, but in reality, I think
That's good that you're thinking. So to answer your question, what's my favorite gig? So. I am from a little suburb in Cardiff called Lisvane.
Is that not Portugal?
Lisbon. Do you know what's funny is when I do put in LIS to my sat-nav, it does want to take me to Lisbon.
It's more likely that you want to drive to Portugal
Surely you
than
wouldn't
to drive
go to
to
this
that.
fucking fart of a suburb in Cardiff. But yeah, so there's a community centre, which I'll always say as well, if anybody is looking for a place to run a gig, these community centres are going unused. They are all council run. So a lot of them have been, just upgraded over the years, and they only get like 3 performances of the local village choir or maybe the actors of the local suburb. So I put on this gig, and I didn't sell as many tickets as I wanted. The room could hold about 120. I sold about 60 tickets. So it was still plenty of...
Still a decent crowd.
But it was just the fact that it was on my home soil, and just everyone had a really good... People are so surprised when they come to this gig. They're like, this was really good and really well run and this. And I'm just like, yes. Because
your lineups are really good.
I work really hard on not booking anyone. I'm not doing anyone any favors. The only people I'm doing favors is the audience by booking thing. And sometimes I'll take a cut. Sometimes I've done gigs before where I've not been paid because I wanted to get a comic good and I'll pay extra for them. You know what I mean? The Voisson, Ooh La La comedy, Voisson is like, that's definitely one of my favorite gigs because it's just like there's a nice little audience. It's half regulars, half new people each time. We just did one as well where it was a 40th birthday party, which I was like, is this a corporate if it's all one group? And I was like, no, it's not a corporate. Stop being a dick. But like, it's just going well. And there's more on the way. And I'm just really excited. But it's a lot of work. And sometimes I've convinced myself that like my mother's voice in my head has convinced myself that I'm a really lazy person who doesn't do anything. But I have also then picked the hardest industry possibly in the world to get anywhere in, and you won't get anywhere unless you do hard work.
Yeah, so, just constantly doing it.
Yeah, it's I'm constantly in my head, like I'm booking like 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks ahead. So every day I have to be like, right, that's now less than 4 weeks ahead. I have to get booking that. I have to do this, and it is it's probably the most frustrating thing about it is sending out a bunch of messages or emails or whatever, and then having to wait for responses, especially to certain people. They'll be like, "Oh, sorry, I've only just seen this." Yeah. It's like, this is, how long has it been? You know, like, you don't look at your phone. Like, everyone looks at their phone.
Yeah. I'm an instant replier.
Yeah. I think people think that that's uncool.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think...
It plays on my mind if it's there and I'm not
I agree with that. I think just
don't
get
like
it over
having
with.
The notification.
Say, I don't like having the notification there, so I'm straight on it and I'll just fucking reply.
My phone's weird with Facebook Messenger. It only gives me the notification about half the time. But if I get a message on Instagram or WhatsApp, I usually reply pretty much straight away.
Yeah.
Like,
people do have their preferred communication methods, which you kind of have to learn as well.
I like Raven.
Liam Bolton.
You do like Raven.
I probably messaged Liam Bolton, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying this. I probably messaged Liam Bolton about 25 times asking if he's free for a gig. A lot of the times he'll respond after the gig has happened. Oh, sorry, I already just seen it. So then eventually he's like, hit me up on WhatsApp. And now that I've got his WhatsApp, he does actually reply, and we are sorting stuff. So
it seems like more of a carrier pigeon type guy.
Yeah, send a Raven. Yeah.
Smoke signals. Or...
He's like, oh, 50 quid, nice.
There's definitely something to be said about a hometown gig, though, isn't there? Like, they're fucking great. Like, I've done Tank Bar a couple of times now for Cameron Jones. I don't know if you've done that gig.
No.
If you've not, message him.
Cameron Jones is one of those people who I keep seeing at gigs, but I've never had a conversation with.
He's the nicest guy.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure that's the way. We're all in our own heads so much. You hope you don't come across as rude, but you got to be focused on that. You know.
He's so lovely, and that night he runs at Tank Bar is class. They get the same crowd every single month. He does it once a month. They get the same crowd every month. So the rapport with him and the crowd is amazing. The crowd are always dead live. Like, we did it last week in the heat wave, and it was fucking hot as balls in there. And the crowd was still well up for it after like nearly 2 hours of comedy. Everyone's piss wet through the sweat, but the crowd are dead great in there. But yeah, if you get a chance, give him a message, and because that's up there with my favourite gigs.
I don't like sending an unprompted message, because when people send me an unprompted message, it annoys me.
Does it?
Just a little bit.
I'm okay.
If I've seen you and I've said like, yeah, I'll definitely get you down for gigs, that doesn't annoy me because it's not unprompted. But people I don't know, because I literally got a message on the toilet when I was just thing.
So I have to do it all the time for this anyway. I have to message people unprompted. Like, I have to just drop into people's DMs to see if they want to come on the podcast. So
here we go. This is the message I got. Hello, mate. Can you put your name down to do a set at Bookbinder? First of all, grammatically, that's a fucking nightmare. I don't even... Can I put my name down to the... Yeah, I can do it whenever I fucking want, mate. It's my gig. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's just like... But I get it as well. I get that you have to graft, you have to ask, and if you don't ask, you don't get. 100%. It's a little thing that just annoys me. I'm going to book you if I think you're funny. I don't take recommendations off many people as well. I only do. I just like, I'll just go, thank you for the recommendation. I need to see it. I need to see it, because if there's one bit of removal and then it's wrong, I'm like, you should have fucking done your due diligence. You know what I mean? Like,
because that's how I got on your gig, wasn't it? We'd gig
I
together.
I saw you.
Was it Creatures? It was Creatures, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a lovely gig as well.
That's the name of the pub.
What?
It's not called Creatures. That's the name of the pub.
No, it's called Creatures of Comedy.
It is Creatures of Comedy.
Pub's Corner Boy.
Corner Boy.
Yeah. Oh, right. No, that's what he was saying about one.
That's actually a good little... I love going there as well.
Yeah. It can be fun. It can also be a fucking nightmare, because they do just like they just rope drunk people in off this. So if it's like a 7 o'clock gig, it tends to be fine because people aren't pissed. But if it's one of the late shows, like I've done it before, and it's literally I wish that I had a whip. I was just like, shut up, because there's nothing worse than nonsense hecklers. Like a heckle that makes sense, a heckle that is contextually funny. I'll take that any day. If I've been comparing, and then I've been doing some shtick and all that, and then someone of the audience will say something and it'll get a huge laugh, and I'll go, right, we're not going to do better than that. Let's get your next act on. I'm happy to end on anything that is a laugh, you know what I mean? But these people are just like, just like,
They do run a lot of disabled nights.
So how long have you been comedying now?
I've been comedying in total, probably, I mean, unless you're a new act competition. If you're a new act competition, I've been going for 2 years. But the real story is I started 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But the first couple of years I was in a scene, I was in Cardiff comedy scene, which was, I found out after, not how every other scene is like. There was some really, really toxic people in that scene that would just go around and say, by the way, you can't joke about this. And then you'd see them at a gig and they'd be joking about the things that they said you couldn't joke about. And it took me a while to realize as well, I was still in that people-pleasing mode where I wanted everyone to love me. And it just took me a while. And then I moved to Liverpool and everyone was just like, no, if it's funny, say it.
Yeah.
You know, ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Yeah.
These sorts of mantras that enable comedy to be more free-flowing and people to feel good and like comfortable enough to take risks. But so that was about 4 or 5 years ago that I moved to Liverpool. So I could technically say I've only been getting paid stuff for the past 3 or 4 years.
No. Well, what I was sort of thinking, I did comedy years ago and then come back into it.
No, you're one of those.
Yeah, but basically,
He retired.
Yeah, well, I just had a family and
Retard.
got fucking I got a family and a job and stuff. So
Excuses.
But what I was alluding to is what's changed massively for me is social media.
Yeah.
And I think
It's
social
easier to pick
media
up
plays
gigs now,
such
isn't
a
it?
big part of it now that you've almost got to have a degree in social media and, you know, to get anywhere. And that's what even with the podcast now, it's more about the social media side of stuff and pleasing what.
Is that where you got Murph in?
Yeah.
The king of social media is Murph.
Yeah.
Oh, at least 10 or 12 Instagram posts a day is like Bella Porch.
Yeah.
Bella Porch of the Northwest comedy scene.
Who's Bella Porch?
Yeah.
You don't know who you of all people don't know who Bella Porch is.
What do you mean, me of all people?
Well, you like him young.
I am not on the documentary tonight.
It's
In fact,
what
you have to say that.
It's what you have over your back door.
A porch.
Yeah.
A bell and
But
a porch.
nice one. You know.
So who is it? Is it a child?
So Bella Porch is the biggest star on TikTok. Just really cute, really cute girl. She's like, she's in her early 20s, and she went viral with a video which was to a British grime song.
The Philippine American singer.
Yeah.
Don't play it.
The thing is,
Can you just check her age for me?
that was grotty. Can you just check your age for me? Yeah.
26.
Is that dispatch?
She's 26.
26.
Yeah,
She's too old for you.
No, you know that dispatch. It's no, we're fine. We've averted it.
Yeah, so I don't remember what my original point was. Yeah, just the you with a Bella Porch.
Oh, yeah. Because I have one Instagram post on my profile.
This is why we got him.
Yeah.
This is exactly why we
He's
got
got
him.
12 followers anyway.
Yeah. One's a bit of a
That's all
snide
Jesus
cunt, though.
needed.
Yeah, but like, here's Jesus, isn't it?
I tend not to post stuff on my Instagram because I tend not to know if stuff's still going to be funny in a day. So I just put it on my story rather than putting it in
I love
the
stories.
Actual,
Do you guys watch my stories?
Watch everyone's
I
stories.
fucking but mine like the accidents. Like
I've seen a lot of
I get quite a few people come up to me like, "Hey, I love watching your stories," because it's just like I do like a lot. I'm very picky about the ones that I post as well. So for every 50 sort of ones that I see, I'll only post about 10 because some of them are just really tragic.
Yeah.
Like some of them you can be like, "Oh, that person's very dead."
Yeah.
But it's ones where it's like definitely a laugh. Like you can be like, it just makes me smile, and it makes me happy that other people find it fun.
And I love anything like that. Like people like getting hurt on camera.
I don't. It does my head in.
Does it?
Yeah, because I don't know, some of the things that you say.
I don't mean like life-changing injuries.
No, but I watch a lot of my bike stuff and that, and some of the stuff people put on, I think if that was you, you fucked basically, and people just do it as a comedy thing to get watches. I think it's dead sad to be honest, but
okay, thanks.
No, if people are getting
really making me feel welcome
for 2 minutes, well, you're welcome. But if people,
but that's why I do choose. I don't post the ones where you're like, oh, that's.
No, it wasn't a dig. I was just saying.
I mean, it sounded like a dig.
I just. But no, like my mate always posts motorbike accidents, and I'm just like, why the fuck are you doing that? I love my motorbikes. And I just think, why you? I don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what you're doing is the classic thing of it's funny unless it affects me.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So
well, no, it's not funny because that's why I don't watch it.
Well, there you go. That's your
so,
choice.
like, if it's someone just falling over and it's comedy, or if someone's like on a skate park and they like twist their, do you know what I mean? That I don't want to see. I don't want to see like a fucking bus hit a load of people or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like normal like.
But where do you
fail
draw the
videos?
line? Where do you draw the line on?
If it's life changing. If it's like a life changing.
But you don't know, do you? That's the thing.
Like there was one of a guy who tried to do like a front flip off a building into a swimming pool, and his face hits the side before he hits the pool.
Yeah.
That to me is just like fuck. That's
But
he's not going to wake up and be the same person.
Do you guys get that same thing as well when you see some videos? People get it, like it goes through you,
100%,
like a lightning bolt. It goes through you.
Yeah.
I think that's like
I don't like
it's
it.
an anxiety thing.
Like I can't watch anything with teeth either. You know, like people getting their teeth knocked out or pulled out.
Elephant?
What do you mean?
Well, they have massive ones, don't they?
No, that's not the teeth.
That's not a tooth.
It's from the teeth, though,
It's
isn't
the tusk.
But it's from the teeth.
That's from the skull.
Yeah, it's like
like
because the teeth aren't made of ivory, are they? But the tusks are.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Enamel in it.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Can you fact check that?
Yeah.
Our teeth made of our elephant teeth made of ivory. He's just like type in like Bella Porch. Bella Porch
The
news.
teeth are going to just be normal, aren't they? Like everyone else's teeth, like enamel and
My teeth are
calcium.
made of ebony.
Ebony.
Ebony wood.
That's the Queen Victoria's were wooden, weren't they?
What, she had wooden teeth?
Yeah, wooden false teeth. Yeah, that's what you used to do in the old days.
Well, I'm just painting them like Dulux gloss.
Well, apparently they used to
When you
have.
paint, you should send you daft.
Apparently they used to have a lot of lead in their
The makeup
dentures,
and stuff as well.
and it would just that would
The way
deteriorate.
powder on the face had loads of lead in, and it used
Did you fact check?
I did. The tusks are teeth, and the teeth are ivory as well.
There you
So
go.
the
way.
teeth are made of ivory.
Yeah.
So why
What
don't they
else
just
is
take
made of
the
ivory?
gel?
Is there sperm made of
Because
ivory?
they're closer to piano keys already, aren't they? The teeth. What's
Yeah,
that?
so
What
there you
is
go.
ivory?
Is the sperm made of ivory?
Is that-
It's like and subscribe for more elephant facts.
Yeah. You'd think I'd be the one to know them, wouldn't you?
You would, you're obviously from the family group.
Absolutely. Should we play our new game?
We got games.
We've got a new game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
It's called. So the game's called Don't
Top
Get.
5
Yeah,
worst people.
the game's called Rapist or Non-Rapist.
I'd love
The
to.
game's called Is She Too Young?
Do her feet touch the floor when she's having a poo?
Depends on how high the toilet seat is at, obviously.
So
that
the
was
game.
grim. Oh.
So the game's called Don't Get Me Started. So we pick a topic that is universally liked, but we've got to have a rant about how much we hate it.
Okay.
And all of us have just got a rant about how shit it is.
Do we all go one at a time?
We can all just chip in. Just
Well,
whenever you
well,
feel like.
Yeah, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. We've never done it before. We did it
We've
once
not.
before, and it was shit. So
Yeah.
we go.
But now we've explained the rules, haven't we, Joe?
Yeah. No, I didn't do it, but because I thought, you learn better when you find out stuff yourself.
Yeah. You learn by doing, mate, don't you?
Yeah.
Learn by doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
On the episode that didn't work, we tried. Was it?
The episode that didn't
Yeah,
work.
there was a problem with the recording. So
Yeah.
it didn't
Who was on for that?
Matt Jones.
Matt Jones.
But
Yeah. So
What's the game called again?
Don't Get Me Started.
Don't get me started. Boom.
And now we've got a jingle. There you go. Do we have your permission to use that on
my
every...
head's like as well? Like that's just shit like that.
It's just constantly going around.
Now I'm doing the parking game. Parking game sponsored by Bakelite.
Wow.
Bakelite parking. But I thought parking would be more standard fireworks.
Standard fireworks.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Do you never have parking when it used to be bonfire night?
What's park?
It's like
what?
sticky
You
treacle
park wherever
stuff.
you want. What
It's
you
like
on
a sticky treacle thing.
Oh, we have bonfire toffee.
No, parking.
Where's that
Parking
car
cake.
screeching noise?
No, never heard of that.
No, I'll bring you some in.
Yeah.
Standard fireworks.
Do you remember them? Good shout.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's play it. So what's the topic? I want to know what the topic is. Is it a random topic generator or something? Or
Yeah, so we just pick one out. So we put a load of topics in and then we pick one out before we recorded. So the topic this week is holidays abroad. So you've got to think of all the worst things and how much you hate a holiday abroad.
Well,
I thought-
foreigners.
Do you know what? The last time what I hated this, and I don't know if it's being snobby. Is this classed as being snobby? I don't know.
It's going to sound snobby in my accent. You guys will be fine.
It don't matter.
So
just have the
when
rant.
I went away, right, on an aeroplane,
Yeah.
right? Told you. Told you it sounds snobby.
I went on the fly machine.
So, but when I landed on the aeroplane at the other side in the airport, I couldn't go with the normal people.
Are you having a stroke right now?
I couldn't
We've
go
got
with
a
the
button
normal
for that.
people. Right, I had to go
What do you
with
mean
all the common people that are from all the rest of the world. And that did me head in.
Because we've left the EU.
Oh, because
Yeah.
I see.
And he had some guy went sick at me because I pushed him in front of him because he was doing me head in, and he started shouting at me in some foreign language. And I just went, right, thanks, and then stood in front of him. But yeah, I hated it. I just
Typical
thought, I'm
Brit
you know, we're
abroad,
the
that.
seventh richest economy in the world, and I'm stood with common people.
Standing
You know that we're only the 7th richest economy in the world because of London, though. Like, if we took London out of the equation, we're probably like...
Yeah, but it doesn't
Not
matter,
even in the
does
top
it? You know what I
20.
mean? If you've got a rich...
But that's fine though, isn't it? Because that's like having, we're only the best football team because we've got Ronaldo. We've still got fucking Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fine, isn't it? That's in your team. It's part of your team.
Yeah.
London's
Do you know
part
what
of our
isn't?
team.
Do you know what isn't a part of our team? The city of London.
No, because it's its own principality almost,
Not
isn't
even
it? Yeah,
the queen or the king or queen can never enter.
Yeah.
And I'd be a bit meh.
It's only a little bit, though, that, isn't it? The
king
city.
and
I'd like dip my toe. I'd be like, you put your foot over the line.
Throw pound notes in.
The king and queen can't enter the city of London.
I think that's right.
Yeah, because the city of London's only a little bit in the middle, isn't it? And it's...
Or maybe their army can't or something. I don't know. They've got their own police force.
yeah, it's-
Bunch of fucking coked up fucking...
So why do you hate foreign holidays?
City of London.
Yeah. Is that right? I'll say what I hear about foreign
Wow,
holidays.
so
after-
you're correct, yeah. The sovereign does not have... Oh no, the sovereign does not have to ask permission to enter the city of London. This is arises
so you were
from a
wrong.
misunderstanding on an occasional formal ceremony.
Or 15-year-old girls.
Well, it is called the ceremony of the pearl sword.
That's what I hate about foreign holidays to St. James Island is...
St. James Island, was it?
Saint,
Oh, right, I'm with you now. Yeah.
yeah, there's all the nonces who are
Yeah.
taking
I
up
used to love
taking
them.
up all the good 15-year-olds.
Yeah, I used to love them, and now, yeah. No, they're fucking shit. I hate Germans.
You hate Germans.
I hate the German part
You hate-
of the holiday abroad.
I say I love
Well,
Germans.
you know you can
You love
can,
our German.
you can avoid that by not going to Germany.
No, I don't mean going to... I mean... So going to Germany is absolutely fine. They're not getting up at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning in Germany.
Oh, you're
Put
doing
the
the
towels
to
classic
put towels
bit
down.
of,
But
like-
it's true because you've got to... They force
Do
you
you
then
know
to
what,
get up
right?
early.
I don't... My missus is German, right? So...
I'm so sorry.
No, I love it, right? But the best thing about it is, right, and I did not know this, right, when you're on holiday, you always think the Germans are arrogant because they just push in and stuff, but they don't queue, right? And that is a thing.
So you don't queue in Germany?
No, right, and I was stood there and I come back to
I've
bar.
been to Germany and I've stood in a queue.
No, well, the only thing they queue for is food, right? So I went to my missus, she's doing me head in, and she says, just go to the front. And I'm like, what? I says, that's what you do? And I'm like, no. And she says, yeah. So I went, right, this could end badly, I'm going to do it. So I just walked up, pushed back past all the Germans to the front of the bar, got served straight away, and I was literally waiting for someone to whack me in the back of the head, right? Because that's what had happened here. got me beer and went and sat back down and went, this is a great culture. So that's
So were they so they weren't waiting at the bar then? They were just standing by the bar?
They don't have that concept of queuing like we have to queue in. If you push in front of me, they just go and get the beer.
You don't queue at the bar though, over here.
No, but what I'm saying is...
Oh, you mean the unspoken queue?
Yeah.
The order it right.
If I'm stood at the bar and then someone comes to the bar, or if I go to the bar and someone's already there and then the barman comes to me first, I will always say, he was here before me.
Exactly. But the culture, they don't have that.
Because they're a bunch of bastards.
Yeah, no, it's just... But it's
I will add a caveat to that. I will
yeah.
not say they were here before me if they're not paying attention.
Will you not?
If they're not paying attention, if they're on their phone and the person goes, next please, and they don't look up, I go, well, you're a dick.
Yeah. Or if you say it and then they turn to the mate and go, what did you want? No, I don't know what... I just go...
I'll have this, and a Guinness.
Oh, the fit. If it's a fit, you go, they were first.
I've got... No, I'm all right.
No.
Yeah.
I'm fit.
I don't go on a lot of holidays, really. So I don't... The last place I went to was Amsterdam, and that was all pretty awesome, apart from the cyclists, but I was the problem. Because
you walking in the wrong lane?
The pavements are about a foot wide, either side, and then there's this huge thing for the cyclists. And you're like, you just need a bit of room, especially if you're a bigger lad and that. And...
Tommy.
But it was all pretty sweet because, weed's legal and truffles are amazing.
It's similar to that in Bruges. Cyclists everywhere, but they don't have specific lanes for the cyclists.
They just get really pissy with you.
In Bruges, they literally just fucking cycle wherever they want and they will just hit you. But
nice.
I welcome that. Yeah, it's part of the holiday.
Yeah. I don't know. I can only think of things that I like about foreign holiday.
Well, that's the game.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be things that you like, but you've got to just fucking rant about
it. I don't like
it.
seeing big empty blocks of what was foreign investment, which has then collapsed. And then you just see, like, when you go, like, I go to Portugal with the family quite a bit, and you just go past all these, shells, these skeletons of buildings because they had all this huge money. They've sorted that out now, though,
with all the forest fires, haven't they?
I've never been to Greece. I would like to go
I hate
to
the
Greece.
fact that you can't leave your kid in the room and go and have a meal. That really fucking pisses me off. That really annoys me about
I think their
holidays.
problem was they had tapas, which is a 2.5 hour experience.
Yeah.
If they just went out and had, a pie and chips, then they would have been back. They would have been back in time to see themselves kill their child. No, I'm joking. I don't know anything about that.
They've just clamped down on it, haven't they?
My parents were in Portugal, at the time, a different part.
There'll be another documentary.
They've got alibis.
Out the German bloke.
I think it's just rude people. It's extra.
You've already said foreign people.
No, I didn't know. But I mean,
but we're the foreners here, aren't we?
Oh,
and I hate that.
Yeah, I hate being
that.
foreign.
Yeah, I hate being
foreign. I hate being foreign. I'm racist against myself.
Every day, I wake up, look in the mirror, go back where you came from. That's it. My flight's not till Friday.
If he's fat, send him back.
Ooh, I'll tell you one thing I don't like. Foreign eggs. In Britain, we have and no eggs have salmonella.
Well,
they do so much testing.
I
have had a couple of soft poached eggs or soft fried eggs, and then just been on the loo all day for 2 days.
Yeah.
But since moving into a house on my own, my biome has gotten a lot better because I'm not living in a sterile environment that I was when I was at home. My mum hoovers twice a day.
Really? Yeah. Wow. You like hoovering, don't you?
No.
I thought you said you did, housework.
No. Hoovering's my least favourite. I'm good at mopping. Mopping's my favourite.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh, he loves a mop. Honestly, give him a Swifter. He's there for days.
Did you watch breakdance when you was a kid?
No, Annie.
No. Annie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's the worst place you've been on holiday? Where's the worst place? Worst experience you've ever had?
Worst place I've ever been on holiday. That's a fucking
Real.
good one.
I went to Paris. That was pretty.
Paris can be grim when you're not in a nice place.
Paris stinks.
What do you guys think of these pickpocket videos? Attenzione, posseggiatrici, pickpocket! And like at first they were like, "Who's this mad woman calling us out?" And now because they've gotten she gets like millions of views on these videos where she's calling out these pickpockets. She's on the council in Italy. and the police are doing nothing about it. So she just walks around going, "Yeah, I've seen the pickpocket. Attenzione, posseggiatrici, attenzione, pickpocket." Like at the start, they were like, "This is weird," but now they hear her, they run. They're running because they know that their faces are going to be.
Have you seen that? I think it was on the news this morning about basically you can go shoplifting for £500 and nothing will get done.
Oh, they brought it out in California, haven't they?
No, it's in Britain.
They started the law in California.
Shops like the Co-op and stuff like that have said don't go. So people are just going in, and one of my mates was saying that basically her daughter works there, and it's the same people coming in and even going, "Oh, don't worry, I've not took too much today," and stuff, and just walking and walking out. It's like proper bad, that, isn't it?
I mean, part of me is like, it's unfair because I pay for everything.
Yeah, that's what's got me.
But the other part of me is like, fuck capitalism. So
I've not paid for toilet roll in 5 years either.
Why do you air dry?
No, just steal it.
Yeah, he's got a bidet.
I drag my ass on the floor like a dog.
I was wondering what the pattern was on the carpet out there.
So, what do you steal toilet paper?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you hang it on your basket?
I hang it on the back of the, the little hook on the back of the trolley.
Yeah.
I hang it on that, put my stuff on the conveyor belt, and then just push the trolley.
And
through.
they don't call you on it.
No.
In all the years I've been doing it, they've called me. They've seen it once. And I've gone, what am I like? I'll just put it through.
Secretly, you're fuming.
Yeah, 100%. Because I always get the biggest packs. Because if I'm stealing it, I'm going to get the biggest pack.
Wow.
So it's always like £12.
But if you go to Co-op, you don't have to pay anyway.
Yeah, well, that's just one of my things.
Yeah.
I like to steal toilet roll.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay to wipe my ass.
I can't steal. I just can't do it.
No, I couldn't.
I stole
can't
a flapjack once, and I went back 4 years after I paid for it.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's
No, it's
good.
not.
It is. No, it is. That's good karma, that. I am with you on it. I can't steal now.
I think
You don't need to,
supermarkets have.
No.
I'd use this like scan and go thing, and I'll same as with the toilet paper. I'll forget to scan a couple of things.
Yeah.
Kind of things.
Yeah.
I'm not going overboard with it.
But if you're doing one, you might as well do the fucking lot, aren't you?
No.
Well, no, because you need to. They see you walking past with the trolley.
Yeah.
So you need to pay.
I'm just a modern day Robin Hood. That's the way I see it.
I do often have like a trolley full or a basket full. I just do like, I see the door, I'm like, that guy's not stopping me. You know what I mean? And if
Crash into him.
Just catch his heel with a wheel.
Jonah Loman my way out
Yeah.
of there. Like, nope.
He's dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jonah Loman.
Famously.
Yeah, he died, yeah. He was ace at rugby, him.
He was.
He actually
Belfast
played for
won
Cardiff Blues for a while.
Did he?
We've totally fucked
Why don't
this
you have a
game off,
Welsh accent, by the way?
I say in my set that it was because I was raised by television, which is kind of true. I did watch a lot of TV. My mum and dad are both just well spoken, and I don't know if that's the correct way of saying it. Well spoken,
Tory.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, no, my
camera picked up my eye like boom. Like
It was quite smouldering.
No, what's funny is that they're not Tories, but we just sound it. And a lot of people assume that I am as well, which sucks because I don't assume that anybody with a quote-unquote working class accent is scum.
People always assume I eat a lot. Oh, I get that all the time.
No.
Okay.
Liquidise most of it and drink it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one small child a week.
Yeah.
Foreign holidays.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah.
Worst-
It's
I'm just
hard
trying-
to find something you don't like because you're on holiday.
Yeah,
if you're finding something you don't like, you're a misery.
Well, I'm the
Morocco.
same here. Like
Morocco's
great.
It's the worst place I've been on holiday.
Really?
Shithole. Well, I didn't like it because from the airport.
Fucking Trump over here. Shithole countries.
Airport should be in air quotes as well because this fucking studio is bigger than Morocco's airport.
Is it?
In Agadir where we went.
Good.
Yeah, and from the trip from there to the hotel was amazing, beautiful hotel, and it's just abject poverty everywhere. but yet the president or king of whatever it is has got like 7 palaces just on the way from the airport to our hotel. But yet everywhere else is just people are sleeping in gutters and stuff like that. I didn't like that at all.
But that's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah, they should be coming over here and fucking pickpocketing people.
Exactly. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Do you reckon?
I know.
No, it's not true, is it?
Tell that to the fucking Theodolites who were born without arms or legs. Like,
Oh, they could make a living as a pillow, or something, like a cushion.
Yeah.
bless
them. A talking cushion.
Bob, lifeguard.
That's a shitty hand to get dealt.
Well, it's not.
Fucking ironic.
Shit, it's a shitty stump.
They'd be dead good in school. You know when you just put like your coat down to make goalposts.
Yeah.
Just use them.
That's true.
Yeah.
I want to laugh, but I also feel really bad.
I thought a philodolite was something that you measure angles with.
A flamidomide.
It's flamidomide. Philodolite, something that you measure
Did
angles
I say it
with.
wrong? Thalidomide is what it was. Thalidomide was the name of the medication.
The drug.
Yeah.
That made it
A
happen.
thalodolite, something that you measure like a yellow tripod.
Theodolites. No, I just made up a word, didn't I? Murph, what's your least favourite thing about foreign holidays?
Theodolite.
I went
Gets
to
people walking behind him weeping and
When his palms and feet start bleeding.
Yeah.
All these lepers keep coming up to me.
please, Mr. Murphy.
I can't imagine it's often you get out Jesus, but I will out Jesus you. I was actually born on Christmas Day. Yeah.
When were you
Jesus.
crucified?
In this podcast. After this podcast comes out, I'm going to get fucking murdered.
Yeah, Venice stinks of piss. I didn't enjoy that. But I was working on the bit of Italy, not the Venice island, but like the bit of Italy nearest to that. I was working there for a couple of months. But yeah, the island itself stinks of
Hanging
piss.
up on the
Yeah.
Right, shift's over.
Paul asked me to come round, do a guest spot. Yeah. I'll do 10 at the Vatican. Yeah.
Can you turn these rivers into wine?
This was not the pin-up poster I had in mind.
Have you got those the Jesus abs?
Not at the minute, no.
It's so funny how shredded he is on those things. Like.
I did go for a jog about 2 weeks ago, and then
Did
I
you
wasn't
really?
any
How far
skinnier.
did you do?
Just round the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Do you mean you was rushing
It didn't.
to get to
It did, when you say it didn't work, did it not solve every single one of your problems all at once, and then immediately make you a better lover?
No. I mean, so I got a chippy instead.
What's a
Cheers
chippy?
you up, doesn't it?
It does,
Chippies,
yeah.
that's another thing. You don't have chippies on holiday. That's.
They don't.
Oh,
no,
fuck off to Benidorm, then. You
Did they have chippies there?
Oh,
yes,
mate.
famously they
I've
have
never been
English
to
fry-ups,
Benidorm.
chippies.
But I still don't think they're proper chippies.
That's what I don't like about foreign holidays is Britishization or Americanization of foreign places.
We don't
That
really
gets
get
on my tits.
Americanization because they don't go abroad, do they?
They do.
There's only
Have you-
shit.
What, have you
been to
never
Ca-
seen a Starbucks or a McDonald's or a...
Have you been to Cancun?
No.
Cancun is
Can't say
so
that word
amazing.
anymore. You
say
you
that.
can't call them that.
Yeah,
Where is Cancun?
Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah, well, that's
super.
it.
That's
And-
really
and-
Connected
Americanized.
to America, isn't it, by a wall? Have you still
Yeah.
done the wall, or is that not done?
Famously, yeah,
I've never been to America. I want to go, I think.
America.
I'd end up getting shot, I think. I've got a feeling.
I
No,
feel...
you're the right
Yeah.
colour for Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
I think more people speak Spanish in America now than they do English. I think that might be a fact.
Yeah,
I'm
If you
thinking
started
maybe in
Yeah.
California or like places near the border. I think if you get up towards, I wouldn't think it'd be true for the whole country.
I
and it
think,
wouldn't
I
be
think,
true
I
for
think
them.
on balance,
I'll check.
yeah, do a Google. I'm sure I read somewhere that more people speak Spanish now than American natively. But I might be wrong. It's quite.
I think that might be certain states.
Yeah.
That they're actually the majority
yeah,
in certain states.
I think it's on balance, sort of thing. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's English is spoken by 245 million people. Spanish by 41.3 million people. But I would imagine, like, as I say, California, I don't know American geography that well, but the ones nearest to the Mexico border, Texas.
It's not even proper English, is it? American English. It's just lazy, isn't it?
It is.
Neither Spanish.
Why? Expand on that.
They just have like stupid words for stuff.
Like what?
They?
Sidewalk.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
pavement,
wank.
Aluminium.
Yeah. They can't say
Aluminum.
it.
Yeah.
Aluminum. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's aluminium.
Yeah. Tomato. It's tomato, isn't it?
Let's call the whole thing off.
Fucking hell, guys. Let's do some more stand-up bits from the 90s, shall we? Women be shopping.
They fucking do, don't they?
They do love a shop. That's why it's
The
fun.
90s is modern for me, don't forget.
Do you know what I love about
It's cutting edge.
Do you know what I love about, like, especially comparing, is when you get like sweet people who maybe don't know the comedy language. Like some people are actually like, they never do comedy, but they're really clued into the comedy language. It's like you know, if I want to play a video game, I'll probably be able to slip into it quite easily because I've been playing video games since I was 9. But if I wanted my dad just to play a round of golf on Tiger Woods golf, I'd have to explain the language of video games. And it's the same in comedy when you just do something, but then someone naive, they'll just go like, "Oh, that was funny, that." And you go, "Yeah, that's why I chose to say it." Yeah. Never change. Yeah. You just had a quick look at your watch. Are we?
No, we're good.
No, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah, we're good.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, we're good.
Have you got any more games?
Yeah, we have top 5 worsts.
Top 5 worsts.
Yes. So we pick a
Do you
top
want another-
5 worst things.
Top 5 worst.
It's about German sausage.
Is that what your missus calls it?
Yeah.
Curry, brats. Those are the only
Aren't
three.
they're all mitzvahs, aren't they? Brat.
No.
Currywurst, they're nice.
Curry mitzvah.
Curry mitzvah. That's for Indian Jews.
Does currywurst have curry in it? Curry powder?
Yeah, in the tomato ketchup stuff.
That's
in the
that's
sausage.
Germans for you. Typical, like their main dish is. That's like how our main dish is chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, German food is one of my favourite types of food. Generally.
Really?
Yeah.
German food's nice.
What?
Fucking beautiful. I love sausage.
Wiener Schnitzel
I love
is
sausage.
Austrian.
mint.
It's Austrian.
Oh.
It is.
Wien's Vienna.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Pork schnitzel's not, though, is it?
Eh?
Pork schnitzel's not Austrian.
Isn't
I
that
don't
Wiener?
That's
Wiener.
the flattened pork scallop and you breadcrumb it. And,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's,
Yeah.
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 What's a German food then?
Sausage.
Sausage.
Sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut.
The only places where I see them are the Christmas markets, and they charge you £10 for a
Worth
hot
every
dog.
fucking penny. I love it.
Best hot dog I had recently.
German
was
beer is the best
was in
as well.
Blackpool. I was doing some gigs with Ignacio Lopez, and shout out Ignacio, and we were just really nicely pissed. We just had like a huge. So basically, as someone with ADHD, clearly, and I'm assuming most of us have ADHD.
100%.
Like, when you get something stuck in your head and it's just over. So I had that clip of the guy saying, "A succulent Chinese meal, can't I enjoy it? I see you know you're to do well." I had that stuck in my head. No, that guy was actually like a bit of, if you do some research on him, he was a bit of a legend. He was like an actor. He was like a criminal as well, but it was like all white collar. But yeah, so I had that stuck in my head. So we actually went for a succulent Chinese meal, and then we went out drinking, and then on the way home we got a hot dog, and it was just the best. And then we kissed.
That's a beautiful ending to that story.
Yeah, and then I found a tenner.
Found a tenner as well.
In his mouth.
But that's like
In his foreskin.
What, they tucked in your pocket?
In his mouth. No, if you're, that's one of those tricks. If you're ever telling a story and you realise, oh shit, it's boring, you say, and then I found a tenner at the end. And people go, oh, no way.
But you have to go to 20 quid now because tenner's fuck all, isn't it? A tenner's like a fiver was.
To you, it's fuck all.
It did used to be a fiver, and inflation has put it up to a tenner.
It's got to be 20 quid now. You find
20 quid, that's unrealistic.
Sometimes you can't even be asked putting your hand in your
I did
pocket.
find 50 euros on holiday, though. That's another thing that I like about holidays, finding money.
I got robbed on I got pickpocketed on holiday.
No way! Why was that not in your answers?
Yeah.
Where was that, in Taiwan or whatever it was?
So I went on a lad's holiday to Salou. I'd got fucking leathered and tried to find my way back to the hotel on my own. Couldn't find it because I was fucked. And I asked this Spanish, I'm not going to say child because he wasn't dead young, but he was probably about 14, 15, to help me get back to my hotel. And he was like, yeah, follow me. Not in my accent. Yes, follow me. So I went with him. And then as I'm walking, I was like, like things happen in slow motion when you're leathered. And I looked down and his hand's in my pocket.
Did you have a semi?
No. Mate, I couldn't have raised a smile that night. He took my wallet out of my pocket. But I was much younger then, so I was fast. So as he's run off, I've chased him and caught him.
No way, you caught him. You caught a 14-year-old.
Mate, I was so quick.
That's difficult. I try that a lot. They are slippery little fuckers.
I had my net.
Release all the butterflies first and then go after them.
Not my first rodeo, Juan. So I called
Did
him.
you say that after you got him out? Juano.
Mister, please, mister.
It got bad, this story.
Oh no.
So I punched him a couple of times.
Oh,
really? You punched this
Oh,
child?
no, I punched him a good couple of times.
He did steal. He needs to learn a lesson.
No, that's horrible.
Why?
Well, what do you do if the security guard like, fucking toilet roll you cunt? Give it you.
Hit him back.
Would you?
Yeah. He
what
just
if
couldn't.
He was massive, one of them ones that like can't get a real job.
Well, I'd just take my beating, wouldn't I?
Okay.
So I hit him a couple of times, took my wallet back.
Allegedly.
I tried to find my way back to the hotel, took me about another hour. In this time, I'd rang my girlfriend at the time to say, because in my head I was leathered and everything's so exaggerated. So I rang her and I was like, I've just killed a Spanish child. So she's like,
Juan gone.
she's like, what? I was like, yeah.
Is that
he tried to steal my wallet.
No.
And I've just twatted him and he's dead. And then my phone died. Right, so she's
fucking hit your phone as well.
trying to ring me back. Can't, obviously my phone's died. I've gone back, I found my way back to the hotel, just fell asleep, not charged my phone. This was the night before she'd started her first day as a teacher. So I was ringing her at like 4 a.m.
I think if you're drunk though, it doesn't matter.
So were you blackout during all this, or just?
I was fucked, mate. Absolutely fucked. Got back to the hotel, fell asleep. Woke up the next day at like 10 o'clock in the morning. There was fucking vomit everywhere, all over the room, everything. Finally plugged my phone in. I had like 85 missed calls, hundreds of messages, voicemails. She'd rang my mum. She'd rang my nan.
Oh no.
She then assumed that I'd been arrested. I was in some Spanish prison because I'd killed
for murder.
Yeah, and I was just asleep in my own vomit. And I rang her. I was like, "No, I'm all good. I'm all good." But then the anxiety kicked in, and I flew home the same day.
Really? What, you got an early flight?
Yeah. I literally
probably for the best.
My spends, what I had left, like I had like 300 euros left on me. I was like, right, fuck this. I went downstairs to the reception. I was like, can you get me a flight back to Liverpool?
Now. Oh, you did the. Can you help me, please?
Yep.
So that's like what happened with that family that have just been.
How old were
killed
you?
a 10-year-old daughter, didn't they?
I'd probably been about 22, 23.
Yeah, you're still a child. You're a child in a man's body at that point.
Life changing.
I was 22, 23. Yeah.
Right, top 5 worst.
Top 5 worsts. Yeah. So this week's subject we picked out was top 5 worst places to get the shits.
Oh God, I could talk about this for hours.
There we go.
Are we going to do one, or is it?
Just discuss it and we'll
and then
top 5. I think definitely you're going to talk about something where you can't leave. So some sort of ceremony, like a wedding ceremony, a funeral, something like that, where you can't leave because people will be like, "Why did they leave?" Like, and you can't just be like, "Sorry, guys."
But you also can't shit yourself at a funeral.
So, but it depends on what's the shit's like.
Can you have a tissue?
You can't hold if you can't hold it back. like Jez in the wedding scene in Peep Show,
yeah,
where
yeah.
he's just like,
He
just
pisses
go
to-
now. And he's like, I already was.
Mine would be the International Space Station.
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
That
Because it would
would
just
suck.
be all bubbling round, wouldn't it?
That is a fucking great shout, that, you know.
Yeah.
That is a great shout. Just all floating around you.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you've got
hopefully none of us will ever be in space.
I
If
don't
you've
know.
got your spacesuit.
Well, you don't, do
They're-
you?
they're
You just
leak-proof,
like
aren't
flying
they?
around in your shorts and that, aren't
I
you?
think I might put mine on if I'm. Yeah, I mean, like that Radiohead video.
Depends, is it? Or when it's singing.
I don't understand that reference.
A lack of gravity, though, has to affect your bowels because your body works based on gravity. So that's why they get taller, don't they? Or they
Yeah, they
get
decompress, don't they?
they get
Oh,
taller.
it'd be good for you, for me back, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to space.
Yeah.
Let's get on it. Let's go for a jog, and then that'll one jog.
Not doing a jog.
No.
Have you got to do a jog to go to space? You got to be able to
being in the gym, that's a pretty shitty
I
place.
watched a good film about it last night
they can just
about a
put-
Mexican guy who was the first Mexican man in space.
Right.
That was a really good film.
Mexicans!
Yeah, it was dead
in
good.
space!
That's a film I'd watch.
Yeah. It was dead good, it was. I forgot what it was called, but it was...
go to space.
That's what it was like. It was dead good.
Like you get in space and then you just hear a knock on the window. It's like, you want some oranges?
Well, he was
Nice.
he was a
Nice.
farmer.
It was a farmer, and they sent him to space.
Yeah, it was a really
Big
good
big
film.
farmer.
Yeah, it was well, like oranges and corn.
Anything to get over that wall.
Corn.
Yeah, you know, corn on the cob.
Oh, right, yeah.
Ooh, I
Did
just
you think
thought,
the band?
Yeah. But when did they go to space?
I just thought of a good one. Being on stage in the middle of a set.
Oh, can you imagine that? Would you make a
Don't
joke
have to
out of
imagine.
it?
It's happened.
You shit yourself on stage?
I've not shit myself on stage, but I have done a fart, and then it's not been a fart. It's been like a
little bit of
and
spray
I
back.
was just like, I'm going to go now, and I'm going to explain why. And I put the microphone in the thing. I just went to do a fart, and there was more to the story than just the
Would
fart.
you not just style it out? I think I would have.
I think I like to be really honest on stage. You know, if I'm feeling uncomfortable, I'll say I'll feel uncomfortable. If I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
But
I've shit myself as an adult way too many times.
it is funny when you. I didn't all through my 20s. I don't think I did, but then as soon as I started hitting my 30s. I went on keto for a bit as well, and ooh, that'll get you quick. Because they say like, eat this coconut oil, put this coconut oil in your coffee, and you think, oh, it tastes nice, it's a good source of fat. And then like, I was in bed and I just went, I'd been warned by someone, no, stop trusting farts immediately.
Yeah.
But you forget, and then you're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Just comes
Yeah,
out.
I shit the bed after a heavy night once. I fell asleep like naked. And you know when you wake up and you have your stretch and then you're like, oh, there's a fat, and then it just fucking went all down the mattress.
No.
So, but as I'm panicking like that,
Shitting yourself in bed should be on the list.
I think I was only about 18. And then the girl I was seeing at the time knocked on my door as I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Just flipped it. Just flipped the mattress.
Oh god, I
Did
hate
it
that.
stink?
That's so
What?
much
Stink,
worse.
wasn't it?
Eventually it stunk.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
bad.
eventually it stunk.
That's grim.
That was I was in a moment and I made a call.
You made
Yeah,
a poor
fair
decision.
I did. It was either that or tell the girl that I just shit the bed.
I did poo.
Yeah.
I did a poo.
Tommy went poo poo.
I know you've come round for intercourse.
sex, yeah.
However, could you just help me clean up my shit first? I think my
She might have
decision.
been into it.
No.
No, you can just play it off. As long as you're
She
confident.
wasn't an Eskimo.
The guy with the German wife turns out might be into a bit of Scheisse. Scheisse fly.
It was so I made a decision. I made a call and I went with it.
That's
I
fair.
stick by it.
That's fair enough.
I just flipped my
So
mattress.
You
we got this-
stick by that decision.
Yeah.
You stick by. You think that was the right move.
With the option, what other option did I have at that moment?
Be
She
honest.
was at the door.
If
Is it at your house?
Well, it was when I was living with my mum. I was only like 17, 18.
oh god, and it was. Oh,
you
you were
could-
17, 18. Yeah, you're not even a person.
I'd
that
have just
old.
gone, let's go down and watch Swap Shop or something.
And just left a shitty mattress in your room.
Yeah.
What's the difference in flipping it over so you could have sex?
Because it stinks, doesn't it?
Did you even wipe your ass?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Or did you
I'm not
have
a fucking animal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd have.
I just flipped the mattress because I wanted to have some sex.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then sorted it out after.
I'm sure it was romantic.
Got the bleach out and.
An orgy would be a pretty. It being in a jacuzzi. That's a bad place.
That'd be or a hot tub.
because it bubbles.
You've
and it's
seen that
warm.
video, haven't you? The one.
Yeah,
where-
the girl.
What?
You've not seen this video? It is funny.
Even
but
I've seen that.
It's probably fake. Like
What, she shit
everyone's
herself?
just chilling in a thing, and you see her like get uncomfortable, and then you just start to see the brown in the water, and the guy. I've never seen people move quicker.
Like
in
Dirty
your life,
Jaws.
they just get out like poof, like you know.
Was it Banidome? Where the swimming?
Oh yeah, and
pool
there's
was
just shit in the pool. Yeah, I remember doing that when I was little, when my nan was bathing me.
What? You pooed in the pool?
Yeah, no, in the bath.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was only dead little.
No.
There's something really
10,
nice
11.
about peeing in a pool. But have you ever been naked in a pool?
Yeah.
No. Naked and having a wee. You just feel like there's something really.
We're in a wetsuit.
I just forgot I was being filmed for a moment then.
Naked in a hot tub's my favourite.
Naked in a hot tub.
Yeah.
I used to like hot tubs, and then I just realized just how they're all filthy. There's not a brand new hot tub is still covered in scum. As soon as you get in there, skin, sweat, cum, piss, flakes of shit on your ass. They're just
I
the
sleep
most.
on a mattress like that every fucking night.
Well, they just flip it every now and then, and you'll be fine.
What about deep sea diving? That'd be bad, wouldn't it?
Oh, with a swimsuit on,
Yeah.
that sucks.
And yeah, shit, having the shits into a wetsuit.
In that submarine.
Yeah, I think
They
they
didn't even have time to. They didn't even have time to shit themselves.
No, they were all kinds of fucked.
Oh, that would be bad. You know, if you know that scene with Jack and Rose, they're on the debris, and he was like declaring his undying love for her, but whilst he was dying, and then she shat herself.
Yeah.
And just as he was about to go down, he was like, ugh.
Oh, Rose, that is such an ick.
Just like the last words out of his mouth, are like, gross. Just,
Fucking grim.
and then he just like that's the stink face that he's got on the way. Instead of like being like all like hot and fucking
Parachuting.
I remember my lad telling me
parachuting.
that when you're playing guitar, you know the notes
that's a bad
better
time.
because it smells.
What?
The notes, when you ever watch guitarists, the notes are smelly. And then I said, what? And then when you watch all like when you have the feeling, and you go, that is just dead funny. So apparently, really good guitar notes smell.
What? If you can smell a guitar note, you're autistic. That's what you are.
No,
you know,
but
like
the face
what,
that
like
you
where the
pull when you're
savants-
in
Oh,
those
it looks like you can.
it's-
looks like
yeah,
you can
yeah,
sniff
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Steve Vai. Steve
Yeah,
Vai
yeah,
playing,
Steve Vai and yeah.
playing that
I'm with you.
Wild Horses one
Yeah,
where he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
And what's his name? Parisian Walkways. What's his name? Gary Moore. He does some good stink face.
Yeah. I think whilst you're mid-coitus is the worst. Got to be the worst time.
Would you hate to be the shitter or the person who?
I'd rather be the
shit?
shitter. If one of us is gonna shit themselves during sex,
I think that's-
I'd rather it be me.
I think that's an opinion on your self-worth, and I want to tell you, you are loved,
Yeah.
okay, and
Thank you.
you're worth it. Oh
What
no!
about that thing where they did the changing of the guard thing? You know, in Scotland they had a tattoo where you have to carry him up the wall and all that, and that'd be a bad one to do.
Shitting yourself in a kilt.
Funeral procession, being a pallbearer.
Or
It's what he would have wanted.
that total wipeout or whatever it is, where you have to run up
one of
that
these.
wall.
One up the big wall.
Yeah, total wipeout.
Oh, how about this? Halfway through a really fun podcast.
I've shit myself a lot. So
How many times would you say you've shit yourself in the past 5 years? Your 5-year plan.
I'm trying to think of the last time. The last time I shit myself was in Krakow.
Krakow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a really... one of the So I went skiing. I went to go see my friend who was doing chalet work. So I just found a really cheap flight and got there. I was stopped off in Geneva on the way there, and I had a McDonald's from Geneva. Now, obviously, the McDonald's, things in that place, they were off. So I didn't know this though. I went to see my mate. I finally got to see my mate after about 15 hours of traveling, and having this gut stuff. And I went to fart on him because he's my mate, and that's how I show people love. And I went, oh God. And I'm very ashamed to say I did the bad thing. I took the things off and I stuck them behind the toilet.
100%.
I didn't want to.
Exactly.
I still feel bad about that to this day because somebody had to find them.
Yep.
It's probably going to be the lowest paid person in the whole operation that has to deal with that. They weren't coated, but still not nice. It was a proper after a bad flu when you're getting it all up and you blow your nose. It was that sort of.
Oh.
Yes.
I know that was grim, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like a brown bingo dabber.
I hid mine behind the cistern in Krakow. We went to a gun range. I'm not a fan of the gun range.
I don't like
if I'm
guns.
honest. It's not for me.
No,
I didn't
went
know
on a
that
stag do and they were like, do you want to do guns? And I was like, first of all, I'm epically hungover.
Yeah.
Second of all, I just don't want to shoot guns. I don't want to shoot.
Yeah. I in my head, it sounded like a cool idea. I was like, yeah, let's go and do it. And then we got there, we're in the gun range, and everything sounds fucking weird, but everything's super loud. Even with the earmuffs on, you can feel it in your chest, And then we'd been eating these Polish pizza things called kapikankers, I think they're called. Fucking incredibly delicious thing. And drinking loads of beer. And when I shot the shotgun, I shit myself.
Did it happen simultaneously as
well? Yeah, as that pushed me back.
Recoil.
Yeah.
So the recoil went all the way through your body and then just went boom.
And I shit myself.
Was it a load or was it just a bit of dribble?
It was, it was loose. It wasn't it wasn't turgid in any way.
I think that I think that's the majority of the shitting yourself that you do. It's never going to be a full.
It's always
shit.
porridgey.
Phlegmy.
Yeah. So I went to the toilet while my mates were getting sorted, and I was like, I'm just going to nip for a quick piss, and then just again.
You didn't immediately admit that you shit yourself.
I was saving it
for the joke.
No.
Did you do that walk?
Oh yeah, you had to do that.
Yeah, but you've seen him. He does that walk anyway.
The Tommy Shuffle.
Tommy Shuffle.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think that's one of the worst ways to shit yourself, though, because you're holding a gun, so no one's going to take the piss.
At the altar.
At the altar.
I do.
Do you know what? I poo. do you know what? I think it'd be bad. You know them ladies?
I do.
Them ladies that do them spinny things. So where they run and go.
Gymnastics.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? And it just...
Well, you said skydiving earlier.
Yeah.
You said skydiving earlier, but I think that would actually be quite a good place to have shit because you can sort of drop bombs.
Not if there's a person above you.
Just above you, they're fine.
Go up.
They you don't want to be.
Surely they'd fall through it.
No, because.
No, because what?
Yeah, gravity.
Well, what do you think? Your poo's going to be suspended in midair? What poo physics really are lacking?
No wonder you have trouble just shitting
Physics
yourself.
101.
Listen,
shit falls.
because shit isn't heavy enough to get to terminal velocity like a human can.
No, but when you're parachuting,
you should say it the other way, actually.
Is it
because humans got more air resistance than shit, so shit will theoretically fall faster.
I know the force of gravity is the same regardless.
I know what you mean, but you're talking about free fall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
free fall. When you're in that initial bit.
But you did go like that, which sort of says you've got the parachute up because you're holding on.
I was doing that. That's what you do when you free fall.
Is it?
Not free, free falling.
Amazing.
I don't think it wouldn't.
I love the random outbursts of song.
It wouldn't go up.
My life's a musical.
Would it?
Oh, you just
I feel like you just.
Well, let's do a special and find out.
I'm not parachuting.
I've done it. I love it, mate.
No thanks.
I would do it.
But I don't fancy shit.
And I say this
you're fine doing it. You'll be born again in 3 days.
Yeah. I say this as someone who is. I think there might be a weight limit to. That, and I think I might. I'm 18 stone. I'm 18 and a half stone. Me.
And that's my target weight.
Is it really?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I was, but
I think it's 15 is the limit.
15
So I've looked at it recently.
I'm never going to be.
It's either 15
No,
or
I think you have to have
no
a
chance.
bigger parachute. That's all. Because parachute tanks, don't they, and stuff.
well, I think the one I was looking at doing was 15.
You don't use the same parachutes that tanks use.
I would.
That's what I was alluding to.
I got you.
Yeah, I think that because it just depends what you're doing, doesn't it?
There is probably a safety limit. That's what it is.
I just think it's probably that the parachute centre's got a certain size parachute. And that's
also you got to think that if you are the heavier you are, when the parachute goes and you stop free falling and go from 170 odd miles an hour to 10 miles an hour, the more weight you have, the more strain that's going to put on the harnesses as well as your body. So
and the person you're strapped to.
And the person you're strapped to, if you're lucky.
Yeah. My mum did a parachute jump not long back.
Yeah. I
Was
love
that?
It's really good.
Early inheritance.
Don't be mean.
I'm not mean.
Anyway,
She watches this.
is she?
Yeah.
Hi, man.
Yeah.
She's the one that has to turn the mattress back and wash it.
Yeah. Do you know what? She never knew about that story until today.
Is she not?
No.
Oh, that's it.
No.
Which story? Oh,
About the shit in the bed thing, yeah. Sorry, Mum.
No.
I'm
You're not though, are you?
Nah. Not even a little bit.
I mean, let's be honest. She probably knew.
I like the way
if you're 17, 18, she's probably still popping into your rooms and cleaning or grab
we had a pretty cool relationship anyway. Like,
well, you must do because you weren't asked about killing a small Greek child. Yeah. If you poo in your bed.
Here's a shitty time to shit yourself.
Oh, is he Spanish?
Spanish.
Whilst the person that you're with is having a baby.
Ah,
And they're already shitting themselves, but they've got a good excuse. You just got pissed last
No,
night.
Yeah, you just, it's a sympathy poo, love. Because I want to feel your pain. I want to be on that journey with you.
I think, on the ick scales, because when women are having babies, they're already like hyper sensitive to anything. So,
Yeah.
their icks are probably, you can get.
That's an ick for me when people call things a journey.
A journey?
Yeah.
What about that pop group?
No, when they say like a normal thing.
I've been on a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
I've been on
they just done So like,
yeah.
I can say this now because I've left the company. So a girl I used to work with, she'd been like a service manager at this company for the last 12 months. She put on LinkedIn, she was like, I can't tell you how amazing it's been the last 12 months on this journey as a service manager. Like, get fucked, you fucking nonce. That's just the worst thing. That is such a fucking.
Why
ick.
do you not think
she's just got? It's just a fucking job.
But
You just got a job.
Do you not think it's a journey?
No.
Life's a journey.
No, you were just alive, aren't we? And then we'll not be. You're not on a fucking journey.
I think.
Oh no, it's so fucking.
I think
It's so cringe.
What are you asking me?
I thought that noise was your phone.
No, it was something's happening out there.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, my ringtone isn't.
Is it not?
Funnily enough, and it's on silent.
It's a good job because there'd be cats everywhere. Wouldn't there?
I'm surprised we've come up with so many
Top
terrible ways to shit yourself, though. Because I thought
Shitting yourself when you are in the interview for adoption. So not when
As
you are
the
when you
adopter
are,
or
when, as the
adoptee.
as the adopter. So you're like trying to put your best foot forward, and then you lean forward to shake the hand. And,
Yeah.
To be fair,
Like
as the
you're not allowed
adoptee, pretty
children.
bad as well. If you're the kid that wants to get adopted and you're meeting with them and then you just shit your pants.
So it's
Like, I
bad
don't want
enough.
this one.
It's bad enough when you're adopting a dog and the dog's looking up at you. And imagine if that dog was cognizant and was just like, "Are you my new?" Nah.
What about a wrestler if you had someone with them figure of four headlocks?
UFC, if
In
you've
a
got someone in a
scrum.
triangle or in a rugby scrum.
Or
Yeah.
what about if you were a runner, long distance runner, female? Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she did it on purpose.
No, she.
It was sexy the way she pulled them to the side, though. Any woman, anytime I see anything where they pull the knickers to the side a little bit, I'm just instantly like, oh, I know she's shitting herself, but it's a bit sexy.
Oh no!
You're a fucking wrong'un.
What about when Gary Lineker did it?
Yeah, we're back on.
What about when Gary Lineker did it?
Gary Lineker?
Yeah,
He did
on
a
the
pitch,
pitch,
When
didn't he?
Gary
Yeah.
Lineker shot on the pitch in Italia 90.
Yeah.
Fuck off, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
he did, yeah.
She pulled her shorts to one side.
Yeah, like
She
Paula.
kind of rubbed his arms on the grass and got back on up to it.
Yeah.
He did, didn't he?
And they went to Gaza, smell that.
That's why he cried.
That's why Gaz is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why Gaz is an alcoholic as well.
Fucking PTSD from that moment.
Yeah.
Ooh, first day in secondary school.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, that's you have to change schools.
Yeah.
You would have to. You would have
Yeah,
to.
if you're the kid that shit himself on the first
day one. Day one.
Yeah. In a
And you're already like big school.
Yeah.
If you're the teacher that shits himself day one,
Ooh,
you have to change school.
First day of being a headmaster.
Yeah.
You've been striving for years. You've gone through, a couple of schools. You've kept your head down, done the job. You've had to, you've had to kiss your way up there as well, because it's just like any hierarchy. You have to play the game. First day. Hello, children of Bookingston Primary. And
Yeah.
like that really psychotic way the kids can laugh and be mean. And you're like, and then you get a flashback to your first day of primary school. Turns out you did the exact same thing. And then the headmaster was like, and it's all come full circle.
Yeah.
And then you kill yourself.
And
So what else are you going to do?
But is it worse to wee yourself, piss yourself, than shit yourself?
No.
It's
I think
more-
it might be, because
it's more visible.
I think you knew the answer to that question before you asked.
I think it's more visible.
You might be able to get you're more likely to be able to get away with shitting yourself without anyone
Yeah, that's
noticing.
what I think. If it's in, you go, oh, I've just spilt coffee on me, or it smells like
Yeah.
sugar puffs or whatever. But, yeah.
I don't think, as many times as I've shit myself, I don't think I've ever pissed myself.
Have you not?
No.
Even when you've been busted and you whip it out and it sort of does one of them big McDonald's.
No, I've pissed on like the corner of my shirt. You're wildly overestimating my penis.
When you club yourself.
Who needs a fire putting out? Whoa!
Club yourself in the chin and knock yourself.
But the
a
worst
bit.
piss that you can have is either the sort of first piss of a hangover day when it's just brown, when your kidneys have been busy all night, or after that when you do a Barocca and then it comes out like this nuclear yellowy green thing. Like I've stained my toilet walls with that shit. Like,
Looks like like Tupperware when you've had like lasagna.
Yeah,
in it, and it
yeah.
never goes back clear.
No.
I used to love it when
so.
I was growing up and you was a kid and you were like got up in the morning, you didn't have a clue where you were, what you'd done, you'd have a piss and it went sideways and you were like, yeah, they got a shag last night.
No, you were
Free
raped.
streams. Same thing,
Dispatches.
Dispatches, yeah.
So yeah, it goes sideways.
Yeah.
No, never had that. I don't think.
No, what, that's sideways poo?
A sideways poo.
Yeah.
Well, like I had it. Technically, yeah, because I was lying down when I shit myself in bed. Yeah.
But if you had your gravity turned off, it'd have gone up.
Yeah, it'd gone above me and all the way over.
Right then, so where are we up to then?
Well, thereabouts, mate. I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's all the games. We've done. Wow.
Hour 40, including the pre-faff.
Plenty.
So
We're going to call it
So yeah, we'll call that an episode.
Tom, is there anything you want to plug
Yeah.
or anything you want
Yes,
gigs
absolutely.
and whatnot coming up? Now, sir.
We'll put
So
all
this
these.
is coming out tomorrow, did you say?
Dispatches,
That's,
yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Well,
So
if
this may be
if
the
my
last-
career is still. You know when you're like, oh shit, I'm not even a good enough paedophile to get on Dispatches. I'm an open spot paedophile.
Right, you've got 5 minutes. Don't go over.
If anybody is in Liverpool on the 20th, I've got my book binding.
That's definitely the episode name.
What?
Tom Evans, open spot paedophile.
That can be your talk show.
Go for it. I mean, you can't ruin
think badinage might be a better.
Badinage.
Very badinage.
What's badinage again?
It's the older term for banter, basically.
Oh, right.
French term for banter. So on the 20th of
badinage.
So the 20th of this month, they got the bookbinder.
That's with me.
Yeah, you're going to be on that. Yeah, Murphy Boy is going to be on that.
I'm going to be on that.
On the next day, I've got my Ooh La La comedy in Heswall.
Where's Heswall?
Heswall is
like Chester
not on the
way.
Wirral.
Yeah.
I'm doing some Creatures dates and brand new comedy nights in Birkenhead at the Port and Anchor on the 28th. And then what's really cool...
Thursday, innit?
Yeah, what's really cool is I'm then going on tour with Ignacio Lopez.
Oh, amazing.
I'm not going to be opening for him in every spot because they have, a bunch of people on his agency who also want to do opening spots for him. But I'll be like his show manager, tour manager, and sound tech and stuff like that. So
Brilliant.
I'll be there. I'll probably be selling bear merch as well. I love selling merch. Other than that, just add me on Tom Evans Comedy on Instagram, which is where I post all my posters and also videos of people getting hurt, but in a funny way.
Yeah. Bastard.